Good morning, everyone. We will now begin the morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters, asking God and Meishu-sama to protect and bless us as we participate today in the construction of paradise on earth. Amatsu-Norito and Miroku Prayer. Please stand. Taka-ama-hara ni kamuzumarimasu. Kamurogi kamuromi no mikoto mochite. Sumemiyoya kamu izanagi no mikoto. Tsukushi no himuka no tachi hana no. Odo no ahagi hara ni misogi hara itamo toki ni narimaseru. Harai dono kami tachi moro moro no magabuto tsumike gareyo. Harai tamae kiyome tamae tomao sukoto no yoshio. Amatsu kami kunitsu kami aoyorozu no kami tachi tomoni. Ame no fuchi koma no mimi furi tatete. Kikoshi mese to kashikomi mo maosu. Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. 教えみよや主の神、守りたまえ、先生えたまえ。教えみよや主の神、守りたまえ、先生えたまえ。Kam nagara tamachi haimase. Kam nagara tamachi haimase. Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we live your truth given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized, with health, peace, and prosperity a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan. Please be seated for group joy. May God and Meishu-sama bless you. Teaching today is entitled Good and Evil from Daily Inspirations, page 72. No matter how virtuous an act may seem, done by one with little faith in God, most probably the motive is self-centered. A person who draws close and whispers words secretly about others is surely someone who cannot be trusted. Those who do what is right always, with clear minds and cheerful hearts, leave no room, not even the slightest crack, through which the dark forces can take hold. In order to prevent crimes, laws and regulations have been formed. Police departments, courts and prisons have been set up, and every effort has been made by authorities to curtail crimes. This is the same as building a cage for dangerous wild animals and enclosing them with an iron fence in order to prevent them from harming people. In other words, criminals are treated not as human beings, but as dangerous wild beasts. What a pity it is that those who were born to be precious human beings should degrade themselves to the point of becoming like beasts and ending their lives as such. It is an eternal truth that human beings exist somewhere between the divine and the animals, and can lower themselves to the level of beasts, just as they can elevate themselves to godliness. Truly civilized people are those who have freed themselves from their lower, baser nature. The progress of civilization depends on the elevation of human beings from the level of vice to the level of virtue. Paradise on earth is a place where only individuals who have reached such a level reside. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining this morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters. Today, I would like to share two faith experiences. One is from Brazil and one is from Angola. The one from Brazil is from Alexandra Gonçalves. She's from Pindamonhangaba. Alexandra Gonçalves has been a Johrei member for 15 years. Her youngest son, Arthur, now 9 years old, at age 6, was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. In addition, an alteration in the brain, in the auditory part, was detected. He listens, but his brain doesn't register the information. Until he was 4 years old, he didn't say a word and didn't look people in the eye. There were times when he attacked himself. He had crying spells. He didn't sleep regularly, and his social life was very difficult. Alexandra and her husband both channeled Johrei to him, but he seemed to be annoyed. However, they insisted, and he ended up accepting it. In April of last year, 2020, with the arrival of quarantine due to the coronavirus and the cancellation of classroom classes, Arthur was very confused, nervous, and sad. Alexandra had panic attacks and cried, and didn't sleep full nights, always waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. She was very anxious and scared, thinking that at any moment she could catch the disease or transmit the virus. The morning, he would watch the morning online service with her and her husband in front of the television. They read aloud Meishu-sama's teachings. Although Arthur didn't understand, he began to calm down. In May, they called him to attend the online morning service, which he did for the first time. He even said a few words of the Amatsu-Norito prayer, even though he was not taught the Japanese language. After a few weeks of participating in the morning and evening prayers with them, he felt much better. He cried less, and even the fits were less frequent, although he still misses school and friends. In early June, for the first time, he asked Alexandra to give him Johrei, and she read the teachings until he fell asleep. That night, he managed to sleep through the night. She and her husband took turns reading the teachings and channeling Johrei to him. Listening to the divine writings every day, receiving Johrei, and participating in the morning and evening services, Arthur asked why he also did not channel Johrei. They replied that he could when he received the child locket, the shoko. Thus, on July 26th of 2020, he received the shoko and their joy was immense. Arthur is much better. He doesn't have the crying spells anymore. His nights are calm and the crises are little by little disappearing. Now he understands that school classes will come back one day and he will be able to see his friends and that his routine will return. He just needs to wait for the right time. He does not suffer from anxiety. He feels very relaxed about COVID-19 and other diseases, and he understood that these are purifications to purify us. He's very communicative. Verbalization and cognitive parts improve every day. She's very thankful to God and Meishu-sama for this blessing received and commits to being happy through our practice of faith. She believes that when we are centered on the divine writings of Meishu-sama's teachings and on the sacred Johrei, we are on the path to paradise. So that was a very nice experience. This one from Pindamonhangaba. And we have another experience that I want to share with you. This one is from Octavilia de Souza. She's from Luanda, Angola. Octavilia Van Dunen Batista de Souza is a Johrei member and dedicates as an assistant to collect data for the enshrinement of spirits, Sorei Saishi, and to record members' faith experiences. The experience of faith that she's sharing with us is related to donations targeting the construction of a Johrei center. In March 2020, she decided to make her maximum donation effort for the construction of the altar room. Due to this practice of faith, she began having conflicts with her children. They said that she was too much inclined of offering money to churches. Not knowing what to do, she asked her minister for a guidance. The minister suggested that she makes a weekly donation for construction of the sites we consider having the greatest light, on behalf of her ancestors who were manifesting through the children's revolt. She complied wholeheartedly, and everything was harmonized. Thereafter, she was able to receive the following blessings. She guided 3 of her children to our church, in addition to her daughter-in-law and granddaughter, a total of 5 descendants. In her family, in which there were no marriages, now they have a wedding scheduled for her son, who has received a lot of emotional and financial support for the realization of his wedding celebration. Octavilia learned that the construction donation pulls up the ancestors from the deepest layers of hell and elevates from them several levels in the spiritual realm at once. With God and Meishu-sama's permission, she has guided more than 50 people to our church, of which 8 are active participants. She practices tithing, the 10% donation of her earnings, besides her daily and construction donations. She takes care of 2 families of members and 1 of a non-member, and is tendering her home gardening using our nature farming method. Octavia is very thankful to God, Messiah Meishu-sama, and her ancestors for guiding her to this path of salvation. So another nice experience from Octavia, Luanda, and Loma. Thank you very much for listening to this faith experience and teaching today. I want to wish you very blessed day, very blessed week ahead of us. With this concludes our morning service. Thank you very much.